Hello. Hi. I seem to go through this whole guessing game with Facebook Live every single week. So, as normal, I am relying on you, lovely ladies, to tell me if indeed I am live or I am just talking to myself. So, hashtag live if you're catching me live, hashtag replay if you're getting me on replay. Let's see some comments coming in so I can be confident that A, I'm in the right place, and B, I'm talking to someone other than me. Oh, there's Claire. She's here live. Live and kicking. What was I going to do? I wanted to check and make sure everything was running fine. So, I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. The sun is splitting the sky here in Troon, which is about half an hour south of Glasgow on the coast. If you don't know, it's a very beautiful part of the country. And sun is splitting the sky, having a really good week here. We are welcoming in 3 new ladies into our academy group already, and it's only Wednesday. How good is that? So, yes, so really much looking forward to changing some more lives. And what else have we got going on? I am doing a coaching session tonight on vision boarding in our academy group and a big emotional eating training this week as well. So it's all go, 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 go. It's been mental busy. However, saying that, I've just had the last 90 minutes in the sunshine. Me and husband went for a wee wander around the town because Archie's away with his wee friend and had a Solero. And I have had 2 ice lollies 2 days in a row, and I feel no guilt. I feel no guilt, and actually, I did do I did it on my Instagram, and I was like, yeah, this is a really good idea for a post, and I posted it, and it didn't save. But anyway, it goes something like this. It was a picture of the ice lolly sticks, and about how that used to make me feel guilty, or make me feel I'd been off plan and been bad and off track, and I was never going to reach my goals by having an ice cream. And it was just such a nice moment to be free of those emotions, to know that does not stop my progress, does not stop me losing body fat. It's just me enjoying good ice cream, ice lollies on a hot sunny day. And it kind of came back to why I am here, why I do this, because I don't want anybody to have those emotional reactions to eating nice food, and feeling like we can only lose weight if we eat a diet of leaves and dust, and that's not what we're here for. So, tonight we are talking about smashing that glass ceiling that we all, well, most women do probably have, and about how do we get rid of our negative self-talk. So, it actually came about through a quote that I saw it said, the only limitation is that which sets up in one's own mind. So fairly self-explanatory that the only limitation is the ones that we put on ourselves. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And this is a topic that I love. I love talking about. I love helping people through it. I get very frustrated when people aren't open to help on it, when it's so evidently clear that that's an area people need help with. And yes, it's something that I personally have gone through, so I completely empathise with why people think the way they do and why they have the beliefs that they have, all right? But basically, all of us have limitations. We all have a certain lot of boundaries that we cannot cross, we do not think about, etc., etc. And it's not woo-woo. Now, for those of you that know me, know that I am anti-woo-woo when it comes to like vibrations and manifesting. And wait till I hear there's a business coach out there who's, now what was it I saw that she was talking about your vaginal vibrations are what's going to bring your energy to the planet and basically make you lots of money and like that. Fairly certain my vaginal vibrations are not going to be the thing that makes me a lot of money, and if it was, I would have gone into a whole different industry many years ago when I had much perter boobs. Perhaps. Anyway, so we're not doing a vaginal vibrations here, but we all have an inner glass ceiling, and what that basically means is that we all have noise, we all have chatter, we all have self-talk going on in our heads, whether that is positive, but and then the area that I'm talking about today, it tends to be negative self-talk, right? Now, the reason for that, there's many, many reasons for that, but one of the reasons is that we tend, as women, we tend to internalise what's going on round about us, so we can be very observant, we absorb a lot of stuff, we're always paying attention, but because we internalise so much, we tend to get quite critical on ourselves, and part of that is that whole internalising things, but comparing ourselves against others. That's a huge one, and it's especially one that I think is very big for our kind of age range, is that, you know, we've come through our 20s and our 30s where we're all pert and, you know, life was cool and relaxed and chill, and then we're getting older and careers are getting more, we've got more responsibility, and we start looking around us and going, oh, I used to be really thin, and I used to be really fit, and I used to be, and they are now, and you know, all of these things, we start that horrible comparison and thinking, what's so easy for her, why can't I have what she's got, why can't I do what she does? And then we start to get really, really overly critical in ourselves. And I know this is real, and I know this happens. It happens to me, probably happens to you, it happens to our client areas. But how that then manifests within ourselves is that we set these fake standards up in our head, or these fake boundaries in our head. And very typical, just for some examples of real life examples, this comes across as feeling the need that we have to be perfect. That then results in a very all or nothing mindset, and whether that is all or nothing mindset around food, around exercise, whether around being in control in your job, if you're quite all or nothing in one area of your life, you'll tend to be quite all or nothing in other areas of your life as well. So that is this desire to be perfect. I want to be the best. We also have the fear of not being good enough. So believing that, you know, we should be doing more, should be having more, that we're not doing enough to get to where we want to be. We also have this not feeling worthy, like I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to spend time on myself. I don't deserve to spend money on myself. I don't deserve X, Y. I don't deserve to be happy. That's like, people have openly said that to me, that they don't believe, they feel that they should be happy because of what has happened in their life and what's happening around about them. So these things, you may identify with some of these, you may not, but I want you, if you don't, but there's a little inkling, you know, really start thinking about what areas, what negative self-chatter, self-talk you have going on. So all of this noise, chat, stops us from being the best that we can be. It's the single thing that stops us achieving our goals. It's not the fact that we don't have a gym close by. It's not the fact that we don't have time for meal prep. It's not the fact that husband keeps buying you bottles of wine. It's not the fact that you keep eating packets of crisps. It's the negative self-talk that is stopping you from moving forward and reaching your goals. And when we have, so basically, we are stopping us reaching our full potential. And that then is us essentially sabotaging our efforts. Which, when you put it that way and you go like, yeah, I'm sabotaging myself just by the way I think, you're like, oh shit. Anybody with me so far, making sense that any of these things ringing true in heads right now, that we have this negative chat going on? Give me a yes, a Y. Give me a Y in the chat box, to make sure that it is all making sense. So all this negative self-talk, like we're here, we want to get to here, but we only believe that we can get to here, or we only hear we deserve to get to here, or we are scared to get further than here, so we only get to here. So we're not fulfilling our full potential, we're not reaching the goals that we could, we're not being the best version of ourselves. Now think about this, if you're not being the best version of yourself, then how do you expect anyone else to see you as the best version of yourself? And I mean this with love, and some of this is going to come across and sound quite mean, and it's not meant to be mean, but every single, right, if you're a mother, guaranteed pretty much your number one priority is your kids and keeping them safe and keeping them fed and warm and being a leader for them, showing them right or wrong, giving them the right approach to life, showing them all of these things, right? Being a leader, essentially, for your family. But if you're not reaching your full potential, what is that actually teaching your children? And what is that? That's teaching them that it's okay for you to not reach your potential. That's essentially what that is. When in actual fact, the opposite is true. You want to be teaching your kids that they can do anything and they can be anyone and they should be going out and having it all. Ultimately, that's what we want for our kids. But if we're not actually living and breathing examples of that, then that's how kids learn, is for watching and learning from the people that they look up to, which is ultimately mum and dad. So if you have got negative self-talk and self-chatter and you're limiting your potential, that is showing everyone else round about you that you actually don't deserve to get here, that you don't deserve X, Y, and Z, you don't deserve to reach your goals, which is the exact opposite of what you want them to know. Does that make sense? Give me a wee one in the chat box. And that's not meant to be mean and it's not meant to be disparaging, but that's ultimately, if you think about it logically, that's essentially, you are showing them, what you are doing is what you are teaching. And that's the opposite of what we want to be teaching. So we are holding ourselves back, essentially. So if you think about different things that could relate to, so number one, think about in the workplace, are you standing up and voicing your opinion? Or do you hold back? Do you second guess yourself? Do you have full confidence in your abilities? Are you saying yes to opportunities as they arise? Or are you finding reasons to not do things because you have fear of failure, or you don't believe you're good enough, or you don't believe you can do it? And if you're not saying yes to big opportunities because you've got this negative self-talk that's like saying, well, what if I can't do it? What if I fail? And here's the thing, you might fail. You might fail walking out of your front door by getting hit by a bus. You might fail. There's failure in everything that we do, but here's the thing, if you don't do anything, you're failing straight away because you're not even trying to do anything. So by saying no to big opportunities, that's where the failure is. And again, what is that showing the world round about you? That you're like, no, no, can't do it. Not for me. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy. I'm scared. I don't want to fail, etc., etc. So one of the big things us girls have, especially if you think about, where you might be emotionally, mentally, if you have gained weight or you're overweight and you're not happy with your body and you're low in confidence, you tend to not put your hand up. You tend to not voice your opinions. You tend to try and shrink away into the background, and you tend to say no to big opportunities. When in actual fact, it's those opportunities that are going to turn everything around for you. So what tends to happen here is that we start to become even less confident, our self-esteem is even lower, our spirit is dampened. And, everybody has got the right to an opinion. Everybody has got the right to saying yes to big opportunities. Everybody has got the right for standing up and being counted, but so many of us don't, because of this limiting self-talk and behaviours. So when we start doubting our own decision making, when we start doubting ourselves, we then start deferring our decision makers elsewhere. We then start going, I'm either going to think about it, which is just a delay tactic. Simply, you're just choosing to do nothing, essentially. I need to think about stuff. But thinking is great, but thinking doesn't get you anywhere. Knowledge is not power, action is power. So when we start deferring to other people to make decisions for us, it typically might be your husband, boyfriend, partner, girlfriend, wife, whoever, and you start going, I don't know what to do. What should I do? I don't know what to do. I'm struggling to make a decision. And I get it. Like, I have been there so many times. In fact, I wrote a post. I don't think I've published it yet. And it's about if if we were in a conversation about where do you want to go for dinner? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And there's so much choice. It comes down to it's the whole black t-shirt thing for me. So much choice that I was like, I don't know. I can't make a decision. Can't make a decision. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I'm pretty good at making decisions. Like, let's do it. That's it. That's what we're doing. But when it comes to dinner, I'm like, oh my god, where do you think we should go? What should we do? And then it's just like, oh, do you know what? Let's just go to the place that we always go to. And it's the same kind of thing. Like, you always refer to someone else to make the decision for you. Because you don't want to make the hard decision because you don't trust yourself anymore. That self-esteem and confidence is gone. The negative self-talk is holding your decision-making down. But this is a comfort zone thing. This is like, I'm safe and warm here in my comfort zone. I don't want to make this hard choice. I want someone else to make it for you. And over the years, I've actually had to ask my husband to, if I go to him with I don't know what to do, he'll be like, well, think it through, but do what is best for you. Go with your gut, and then he might go, what's your gut telling you? And he might ask me some questions, but he will never say, I think you should do this, or I don't think you should do this. Never, ever, ever. And it is so frustrating at times, but it's empowered me to think rationally and to think with facts and to try and take emotion out of it. Think about facts. Think about doing the right thing for me. And not do the typical mum/wife thing where you go, well, if I do this and and if I had continually thought that way, I'd still be working in an office somewhere, maybe not travelling, but desperately unhappy. And it's because I had to make a bold choice and get out there and do something different, So start, if you are in a place where you're doubting your own decision making, where you feel that you've got all this oppressive language that is holding you down, and you have this fear of failure, and you feel like you can't achieve what you want to achieve, think about it from your point of view. And it's, I've got loads of examples of ladies who have tried diets for the last 20 years, never been happy, never had confidence, never prioritised themselves, and they know this. They openly say, I always put myself to the back of the queue. I have no self-esteem. I have no confidence. You're like, okay, well, we can help you. We're going to give you one-to-one coaching. We're going to change your life. We're going to change your body. We're going to change your mindset. We're going to change everything about you, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to love yourself. And you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds brilliant. And then, oh, no, I need to think about it. You're like, well, what is there thinking about? What if I fail? And that's fine. What if you fail? But what if you do nothing? Again, that's going back to that point of you're going to fail if you do nothing. And there's all these examples always falls back into procrastination. Oh, I need to think about it. Well, what is it that we need to think about? Is it the fact that, do you want to change? Yes or no? Do you want to stop talking about yourself in this way? Yes or no? Do you want to thrive? Yes or no? Do you want that promotion? Yes or no? Do you want your sex life back? Yes or no? Do you want to go out with your friends and know that you look shit hot? Yes or no? And these are all things that think about it, but it always comes back to, oh, let me think about it, and I need to ask someone else to make the decision for me. And that typically is a husband or a boyfriend. And just in a very recent example, and this does happen quite a lot. Like, a hubby goes, well, what are you talking about? Just go and get a PT, right? So, I've been a PT, and what you get from a PT is not going to change your life. It's going to get you fitter, it's going to get you stronger, but it's not going to change your mindset, it's not going to change your nutrition. That's not where the level of qualifications are. And or you get the very typical response of, oh, well, we could spend that money on a roof, or on the garage, or on a holiday, or all of these different things. But that feeds back into that old pattern of not believing that you are worth it, that everybody else's needs come before yours. And when we start, if you've been in this pattern for 10, 20, 30 years, you know, it's not easy to break. But when you recognise that you do need to put yourself first, when you recognise that unless you do that, nothing is ever going to change, but you don't actually take any different action, it's just going to go back in this cycle of, you know, I don't feel worthy. It reinforces the belief that I can't do this. It makes me believe that no one else believes in me and they think I'm going to fail. And this is not partner bashing. This is not I need to think about it bashing. This is about changing the pattern, if we can change the pattern, we can change the language. If we can change the language, we can change the outcomes. And that, you know, it's in any area of your life, any area at all, you know, but in this instance, it's like getting freedom from dieting. We can change that chatter about how we talk about our bodies. It's freedom from all these self-limiting beliefs that we don't believe that we're good enough. But it all comes back to taking bold action and not passive nothing, you know. Give me I realise I just went off in a big chat there. Give me an X in the chat box if you're still with me and that what I'm saying does make sense. So the whole, you know, some of you are probably saying, oh, but, you know, I do rely on my husband to help me make decisions and we're a partnership and we make decisions together. That's absolutely grand, I get that. But it's not really a partnership if your needs are relegated behind everything else. If your needs are relegated behind a roof or whatever, you know, especially if it has been years of trying and years of not feeling confident and years of not standing tall and walking tall, you know. And women, yes, we should be supporting each other, absolutely, but we should be supporting ourselves as individuals over and above, you know, supporting you, me supporting me, you supporting you. You know you best, you know what you want, you know what you desire, and you know there is always a way to get to where you want to be, but it does require taking action, and it does require a bit of brain retraining, which is not as hard as you might think. You know, it's totally easy to retrain your brain to get rid of limiting beliefs, and I know this to be true because I have done it myself. I know this to be true because we help our clients do this very same thing. It's like if you want to build big bum, you want to build your glutes, you got to do reps. Like in this instance, it's mental reps. We need to practice it. We need to do it on repeat. We need to overload it. You know, building. And when we rewire our minds, you know, these limiting beliefs and these negative habits and behaviours are gone. And when they're gone, that's when we start reaching new levels of success. Not just in our body, but, you know, in our careers, in our family life. And it's with much less effort than where you might be now if you have this negative self-talk. So, does that make sense? So interestingly, I've had a lot of, I can't remember what I asked for, but I had a lot of ones with this making sense who's with me, and then I only got 2 X's. So either everybody's dropped off because they're bored shitless, or I've hit a nerve. So I want some comments in the chat box. Has this helped anyone this evening on how to start overcoming negative self-talk? What the impacts of negative self-talk, how to smash that inner glass ceiling that we all have to elevate yourself up to where you want to be. Give me some questions, give me some comments. My phone's just run out of battery. It's a good job I have a gazillion different chargers. Who's with me, girls? Come on, give me some comments. Fab, Claire, yes. No, you, and we've done a lot of work in that area. Right, give me some comments. Yes, it does. And Claire, from your point of view, like knowing what I know about you, this is probably an area that you've had to overcome over the years and watch other women overcome. You know, just with the speaking side of things, and especially the industry that you've been in. Yes, good. So putting yourself down is a really, really common deflection tactic. And I was actually talking to a lady today that laughs and jokes about herself as a protection mechanism. And that's just another example of doing that. And you can change that. Like, I think we all, like, it depends on your sense of humour. Like, everybody, you can say, you can be funny about yourself, but if you believe what you're saying, then, you need to reframe the language. Absolutely. Yes, it's that deserve it thing, isn't it? That happens here as well. Oh, you've worked really hard this week. Come and join me in this fest of binge eating. You're like, no thanks. No thanks, I'm fine. I'm fine. But yeah, it's a really common one. And Gillian, in the client group, see if you type in sabotage in the search bar. There's a training that I did a wee while ago on there's self-sabotage, but also sabotage by others. That got really, really good feedback. So if you go into the client area and have a look at that, it gives you a little bit more insight into the whys and how some tactics to help. Cool. I'm glad it has. I'm just making sure I've picked everybody's comments up. So yeah, Julian, Rachel, glad you can relate to it. Absolutely. Hi, lovely Mel. Not seen your name for a wee while. Julian, thanks. Fabulous. And Claire, I've seen it a few times. Obviously, I've picked myself last. Right, my lovelies. So watch this again if you need to. Think about your action today, as I suppose. Think about the language that you're using with yourself. Think about what you're saying no to. Think about areas where you are not thriving and where you want to get better, and start working on, how can you overcome this in your own life. Now, as always, I am more than happy to do a quick session on the phone with somebody. So we do mini consultations and we do deep dive consultations. Mini consultations, 15 minutes, just a quick chat. If it's around this subject, absolutely pop a little love heart below and we can get chatting either tomorrow or Friday. As I say, it's only 15 minutes, so it can be really, really helpful and powerful to help you move forward and overcome some of these things that we're talking about. And even if if it's not related to this and you think you might need a wee consult to see how to move forward, put a wee love heart below and we'll get you booked in for a wee chat. Wee chinwag. Okay, my lovelies, lovely to have you all here. Lovely to see some of the names that I've not seen for a while. And I will be back next Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing next Wednesday, but we'll figure something out. And if you do have anything that you want me to cover, as always, let me know. Put it in the below. For all you 90s girls, check out the band t-shirt today. Oh yeah, baby. KLF. And yeah, lovely to see you. I will speak to you all soon. Have an amazing evening. Peace out.